consolation bracket with these two teams, but we're excited to see what they're going to do out there on the field. My name is Cornelia Zana. I am one of the Lost Boys players here today, just stepping into the commentating position.
And I'm Clay Dockery. You've heard me many times already. I am trying to take a little bit of a voice-saving role over on the right side of the table right now. We did see Gulf Coast Gumbeaux pick up their first win of the tournament earlier today here on pitch 2. So Gulf Coast Gumbeaux will be looking to move on in the consolation bracket and pick up a win against Red Pandas.
Yesterday, Red Pandas went 1-3 and Gumbeaux went 0-4. Red Pandas had 47 quaffle points scored against them and 29 quaffle points for, and Gumbeaux had 75 quaffle points against and 27 points for. In their pool, they also had a couple of difficult teams to go up against, Salt Lake City Quidditch Club and Bosnia, which are definitely not an easy opponent, along with the Ann Arbor Army Ants and Mile High.
So it looks as though Red Pandas have chosen to have both bludgers in their starting line, whereas Gulf Coast Gumbeaux has the quaffle and one blood.
And
there's
brooms are
out.
Gumbeaux coming down with the quaffle down the center. Number 17 is their ball carrying chaser.
Shimizu.
Shimizu is the last name of the ball carrier. Oh, almost lost the ball there. Ooh, and a great roll and a great block from the chaser on the Gumbeaux side. Number 21.
21 is Shields. We only have last names for everyone, so we're just going to call them either by their numbers or their last names. Boston Pandas, Red Pandas, we actually have a little bit more information. So those of you who've been with me all the time know that I have been slowly getting as much information as possible from Gumbeaux players. They're in incognito mode here this weekend.
Looks like Red Pandas got the quaffle in their control now, but Gumbeaux has taken over the bludgers.
It is Jose Cabrera who has the quaffle, moving it up the field for Red Pandas.
Protected by number 22, Mac Johnson, trying to clear up some lanes right up there. And
Cabrera
moving in.
Oh,
going for the shot. It's a little too high and misses that hoop, unfortunately.
Sarah Nealing, the beater number 11 for Gumbeaux, leading the charge, along with number 5 once again. This was a dominant pair for Gumbeaux in their last game.
Gumbeaux is sending one chaser around the back of the hoops with the 3 up top. Moving the ball pretty slowly and going for the drive. Ooh, number 9 gets wrapped and taken down.
Shields.
Gumbeaux maintains control of the quaffle, and that's a goal.
Yeah, Shields got that away to Shimizu, and then that looks like it's going to be one goal for... Nope, it is called good by Michael Palmer, 10-0.
Number 21, Jose Cabrera once again with the quaffle, the keeper for Red Pandas, being escorted by number 4, Claire Tilke. I'm so sorry about that mispronunciation.
Quaffle number 3, Manhart, who passed back to Cabrera.
Oof.
That shot is just barely off.
Red Pandas aiming to get bludger control, and they managed to do it. Quaffle moving to the left side of the field for Gumbeaux. Number 38, Nick Miller.
Miller also with a really great game last game for Gumbeaux. Big Miller, one of the few rookies on this Gulf Coast Gumbeaux team.
Intercepting that pass. Oh!
That's a big attempt at beats from both of the Gumbeau's beaters. Number 5 is able to get it through and then is destroyed.
Hefty tackle from Gumbeaux. Almost lost that quaffle a couple of times in that drive, but Red Pandas managed to score.
10-10. We have a new beater in the game for Gumbeaux, leading the charge.
And Pandas definitely have a much higher number of players on their sideline, so they definitely have the subs to keep themselves fresh every time they come in. Gumbeaux is playing with a much smaller roster.
Gumbeaux was pretty happy to have enough players to have any subs at all. A call went out for as many different potential helps as possible. Some of us who haven't played in many years and have put on quite a few pounds, especially during COVID, thought about it, but then thought better of it at the last minute.
I must say it was very exciting to have minimal rain yesterday, though, regardless of what the fear was initially. Got a little bit of hail there for variety, but beautiful day today out here in the fields. Oh,
Cabrera.
Red Pandas with the quaffle getting pressured by the Gumbeaux beaters.
Benson gets around a defender, gets a shot off. I guess that was a shot. It was not particularly close. Panda's coach is a bit frustrated. And head referee Michael Clark-Polner pulls aside one of the assistant refs for a conversation, and the coach speaking captain for Red Pandas comes over to join in the conversation as well. It's Tom DeMuth. MCP shows the yellow card to number 13, the beater for Gumbeaux.
That is Sanchez. She gets a minute in the box. That's a turnover of the bludger to Pandas, who now have bludger control.
So and that will also be a quaffle turnover. I've seen this called inconsistently, but a yellow card in any foul in Quidditch under the current rule set should turn over the quaffle. So in addition to the bludger turnover, there is also a quaffle turnover.
Cabrera, ball carrying. Red Pandas are setting a chaser fast behind the hoops. Ooh, going for that pass to the back, but gets shot down. And looks like there was a fight for the ball on the boundary there.
Another conversation, hopefully it will be quick between the referees.
And looks like Gumbeaux is maintaining quaffle control.
Yes, that is Mitchell with the quaffle, just being able to inbound it on the far side of the pitch. Gumbeaux coach directing his team.
Red Pandas go back on defense quick, set themselves up.
Miller, big talented player, tries to get around the tackle, passes it off.
And that's a goal for Gumbeaux.
Yeah, that move is a little bit strong for this kind of undersized Red Pandas roster. Zaslav now with the quaffle. Zaslav, great color commentary partner of mine yesterday, several rounds. I want to shout out to him.
And we have a new keeper in for the Red Pandas. That's number 80, Joel Hauerwas. Clearing out those beaters, sticking close to the keeper of the Pandas. Quaffle goes back up top. Looks like Pandas keeper was caught in the dead zone there, sending it to the back, deep behind the hoops. Ball goes back up top, trying to find that pass up front, and it doesn't quite connect, but beater is coming up, and the Quaffle is still with the Pandas. Oh, great shot.
Hauerwas is able to clean it up. Nice shot from Hauerwas, falling down through the top of the middle hoop. It's now 20-20.
It's always tricky getting caught up in that no man's land right parallel with the hoops, because that makes it so much more difficult to find a shot opportunity. So that's where a lot of teams kind of get shut down when they try to flip the field, move the ball, and get stuck in that spot. Ooh,
Miller gets the ball over to Mitchell.
Pass across the field.
Number 17 is able to save it before it gets out of bounds. Gets around Hauerwas. Passes off to Miller. Miller, was that bludger a Gumbeaux bludger?
I believe so. I believe that was beat before that goal.
A sudden fast break opportunity. And Hauerwas from Zaslav is taken down hard by Miller. And the foul.
That looked like a very intense wrap around the neck.
There's the yellow. Miller headed to the box.
And looks like the wait time is negated by the goal.
Emphatic referee signal from MCP, but uncertain exactly what that one was. That it's illegal physical contact. I think two-hand push. That goal being good for Red Pandas does put them in the lead. It was a nice give and go from Zaslav to Hauerwas.
And we're back in play. Gumbeaux taking their time, bringing the ball down. Pass across. Oh, and beat way up high in the midline. Another fast break opportunity for the Red Pandas.
This time Hauerwas to Zaslav, but Zaslav did not get it off in time.
Beat before. I'm not sure why he decided to share that pass at the last second when he seemed to have a pretty clear opportunity to score another goal for the Pandas.
Yeah, and Zaslav was much closer to the beater guard. Made it an easier shot, easier attempt at the snipe. This is Mitchell leading the ball up the field with Miller over to the close side near us. Sanchez is back out there at beater. There is another chaser making a cut behind. I think that might be Shields. Mitchell's just surveying the entire field.
Oh,
and there is something happening on the other side. Stoppage of play from MCP. Foul on the Red Pandas chaser. It was great to see this Gulf Coast Gumbeaux team bring back the brand. It's been a couple years. Before our COVID break, Gulf Coast Gumbeaux had not been in a team in existence for a couple years, but this year they decided to come back, get together a lot of the players around the New Orleans area, and come out, have fun, win some games, get some Quidditch under the belt.
And it looks like they have at least a couple of rookies on the team. It's always exciting to see people experience their first nationals, just because of the great Quidditch energy that just exists here this weekend.
Shields at the top. Switches with Thompson.
Thompson is the ball carrier, trying to find those passes, those open spots, and
Yeah, Mitchell cleans it up.
it connects. That was a lucky bounce off of that chaser, thankfully for Gumbeaux, who tries to go for the fast drive but gets beat halfway through. And Gumbeaux passing to no one after that beat. That's a clear beat on the chaser. Ball does not make its way to another teammate.
There's a lot of things happening right then. A little bit of sloppy play from both sides. We saw this a lot from Gumbeaux earlier. They have a lot of talent. They have some players with experience. They don't have a lot of experience playing together. So they have a couple rookies, and then they have some players with real strong experience. But as a team, they have not played a whole lot of tournaments.
Quaffle going to the back, passes around the back of the hoops, and it looks like, unfortunately, that chaser is beat out. Gumbeaux with a quaffle. Score is 30-30. Both teams have managed to get scrappy around their hoops and really prevent the other from racking up points. Pass all the way to the side of the field and to the back, and that's a quick score.
That is a nice goal from number 12.
Johnson, number 12, scoring that goal for Gumbeaux to get them up by 1 point.
And Red Pandas attempting to make a drive back down the field. Hauerwas is taken down hard.
He seems to be up and walking.
A little bit frustrated at lack of a call there, I think. Big cheering section over here for Johnson. Nice to see.
And another goal. Quick rundown and easy little shot from Gumbeaux. And we've already gone up to 50-30 within the span of a couple of minutes. Gumbeaux has managed to score 2 goals.
Yes, this Red Pandas team seems to be a bit outmatched talent-wise. They're trying to rely on their strategic play, the fact that they're a product of this really strong Boston Pandas system, and Boston Quidditch in general, noting that this very large roster is the B team for the Pandas that we just saw lose in heartbreaking fashion to Pegasus.
And fighting through a couple of chasers around that hoop, Red Pandas score a goal. I think a big aspect that it will come down to is just endurance. Pandas have a lot more subs, a lot more bodies. Bit of a nasty run-in by the chasers there.
Everybody's able to walk it off. Big exchange in the middle. Number 10 beater for Red Pandas is beat. Number 13 is trying to play after being beat. The calls on the sideline from Red Pandas. It is a play after beat blue card on number 13. A couple cards on number 13 in this game, a couple cards last game. I think as number 13 gets more experience, she'll be able to play a little bit cleaner. Number 57 was just come in and handed a bludger for Red Pandas. That is Marissa Reezy. And Reezy is able to get control for Red Pandas.
Pandas beater going in deep in the hoops to try and make an opening. Chaser gets wrapped up and brought down.
Yeah, the physicality of this Gumbeaux team just continues to show. They do have a small roster, but they're all willing and ready to make hits every time.
Yes, the Gumbeaux team seems to be very scrappy when it comes to chasing down that quaffle and fighting off the opposing chasers. slowing that ball movement on Gumbeaux, passing off to the side right before getting that ball off. Gumbeaux going deep with what was almost a goal from the midline essentially, but gets easily picked up. Oh, dropped by the Red Pandas chaser keeper.
Hauerwas once again fighting through a lot of contact. Another advantage marker, and now the stoppage. That's going to be another foul on a Gumbeaux player on that contact on Hauerwas. That's Shields who picks up the yellow card. The time in the box will be negated. By the goal score.
And we are at 50-60. Red Pandas are up. Looks like there's some discussion with the refs on the Gumbeaux side, trying to figure out what was called exactly.
Shields pleading his case that the player turned into the contact. Coach for Gumbeaux doing the same thing. Thought that goal was going to make it 60 for Red Pandas, but it looks like 50-50 according to the scoreboard.
Quick beater exchange up top, sending the Gumbeaux beater all the way back to hoops. But he's back in the play. And quick pass by the hoop, and that's another score for Gumbeaux. Number 12, Johnson, being at the right place at the right time to get that pass and quickly shoot it into the hoop.
Two nice moves from Johnson for 2 goals.
Unfortunately, the defense from the Gumbeaux side is not set up fast enough to prevent yet another goal from Red Pandas.
60-60 now. More conversation. Gumbeaux just wanting to get clarity on exactly what they're allowed and what they're not.
I will say Gumbeaux seems to be a lot more static when it comes to moving the ball around. And a beautiful pass and goal for Gumbeaux. Red Pandas have been utilizing their passes a lot more, just moving the ball around the field, setting it to the back, and then up top once again, just to move the Gumbeaux players out of position. Number 58, Ben Boncaldo with the ball, passing to the back and getting the ball once again. Passing all the way across, the ball goes too high, but reaches their keeper on the other end of the field. Pandas with bludger control, clear out some of those defenders. The keeper is beat, and it's up to number 58. And ooh,
was Benhart still on the broom? I think that broom was still up.
I believe she managed to grab it with her ankles, so that goal is still good, 70-70.
Mitchell doing a survey here. Sanchez in front. Sanchez and number 22 for Red Pandas have an exchange. Both are beat. And that's another slam home on the small hoop by Thompson. There's a timeout by Red Pandas. So we've seen a lot of back and forth action here. It's 80 for Gumbeaux, 70 for Red Pandas. What do you think Red Pandas want to get out of this timeout?
It looks like Gumbeaux has been on quite a roll for the last few plays with sending in those big driving threats and then at the right moment just dishing the ball out once they've kind of caught the attention of the Pandas defense. So I think they kind of want to reset the pace for themselves and stop that continuous series of quick goals from the Gumbeaux side.
I agree. I think that's very, very key observation. On the Gumbeaux side, I think they want to continue to play their game. When they started to lose control of this game earlier, felt like they were making too many chaotic plays. Too much going on in their beater game. Their beaters, with having lower numbers, wanted to stay. I think they want them to stay back a little bit more. Their superior physicality is getting them through this Red Pandas line without a whole lot of beater support, so they don't have to make these long throws and attempts on offense. They do want to keep Red Pandas from scoring. They've been doing pretty well, but they kind of lose gaps for every now and then when they get too aggressive in throwing things. They can stay aggressive in physicality, although they do want to make sure that they don't pick up too many more cards. And this is a Michael Clark Polner ref game, which is always going to be tightly called.
And we're back in the game after the timeout called by the Pandas.
Bludger coming right at us.
Ooh, going for that pass to the back. Doesn't quite make it, and there's a fight for the quaffle on the ground.
Miller and the Red Pandas player both in a fight. Keeper Mitchell comes over and picks it out.
That Gumbeaux beater rushed in to clean up the huddle around the quaffle.
Now Mitchell leads the offense. The two beaters are ahead of the zone here. See, what I want to do is I do want to see them get engaged, but I don't want to see them make a whole lot of those long shots, especially that far ahead of the quaffle. That's exactly the type of play by, there's another miss, this time by Red Pandas.
Oh, that was a close goal.
See, Red Pandas came out of that exchange with a big win. Gulf Coast Gumbeaux did not get a goal, and Red Pandas got control, and it was because of those really, really hard attempts at beats that were off where the quaffle was going. It wasn't really clearing anything out. It just got everything out of the zone and gave Red Pandas a chance to stop the drive. Mitchell's just too strong.
The quaffle. Number 58 has had a few opportunities with the quaffle in his hands, but hasn't been able to quite make it all the way into that hoop. Either being taken down by the chasers on the Gumbeaux side, or just throwing passes that don't connect.
Yeah, Bacaldo at a significant size disadvantage against Mitchell, but Bacaldo is going to keep trying it every time. Yeah, 58 playing a more MLQ style bludger deflection there, has been warned that will be called if it happens again.
Beater deflecting that bludger and clearing up.
The keeper, I think, was actually outside of the zone there.
Super quick movement by Gumbeaux, and that is a missed goal.
I love the effort on Thompson there. Thompson did not get to that quaffle, but Thompson was on top of that ball like 4 different times during that drive. But the end result is once again Red Pandas with a chance to tie. Sounds like Red Pandas with a chance to tie going into 20 minutes here. 20 minutes, last possession for Red Pandas. Red Pandas want to get the goal to make this a tie game going into the break.
Quick pass to the left.
That's Manhart.
Trying to find that opening, passing back up top.
Cabrera making a move. Cabrera not hit by
escaping that bludger
and gets it in.
Scoring the goal.
Cabrera, good. That is exactly what Red Pandas needed. It is now 80-80 as we hit the 20-minute mark, which is this the break as the snitch comes onto the field. It is John Smutney, our snitch for this game. So our set score for this match will be set at 150. That is 80 plus 70. 70 from the leading score. Both teams have 80, so it's either way. The team that wins this match will be the team that hits 150 first. I'm going to be taking back over play-by-play because my Lost Boys color commentator has to go get ready to play in the club division championship bracket. So this is Clay Dockery back with you at the play-by-play booth. Again, as I was saying, the set score for this match is 150. Both teams are tied at 80. The snitch, John Smutney out there, worth 35 points to whichever team is able to catch, if either team is able to catch. Which is going to be a difficult challenge with John Smutney on the field. So, as you can see, Red Pandas have been able to take a nice advantage of some miscues in the Pegasus game, and that means that Red Pandas are right in this. Tie game, any team's game, 70 points to win, 80-80. We're going to try to get to 150. Let's go. All right, so Mitchell for Pegasus with the quaffle, walking up slowly here, 80-80. And there are the Seekers released. 12 making her signature move, hovering around that medium-sized goal. Mitchell over to number 17, Shimatsu. Shimatsu looks for an opening, doesn't see anything he likes, passes it back up to the top. Mitchell at the top of the key. Mitchell pushed back over the line, no reset used there. Shimatsu taken down by Cabrera. And now there is a scrum in the middle of the field that Red Pandas beater number 4, Tilke, is able to clear out, and that means that Red Pandas with the opportunity to get the first score on the board here. Now, Benson over to Cabrera. Cabrera takes a shot, does not go. That's Zaslov behind the hoops, unable to get it through, and cleaned up by Mitchell. We have Sarah kneeling in it, beater. We have a little bit of a difficulty seeing in the middle of the field here. I'm going to ask the Pandas player, Nam, to move where I can see what's happening. All right, hopefully I didn't lose my microphone there. I know the cord came unplugged, but now there is a stoppage in play, which is really helpful. Looks like this is going to be a penalty on Red Pandas. There are several assistant referees with their hands in the air. It is still 80-80 with a 150 set score. It's still 80-80 with a 150 set score. Okay, cool. Red Pandas looking to come out of this stoppage with any type of momentum. Referees have finally stopped their conversation. We'll hear from Michael Clark-Pollner what's happening. There is not third bludger interference on the play. And so we continue. Benson here on the short side of the field. Benson into the center to Manhart. And makes a move. Number 3, looking for an opening. Gets around the back, but the quaffle winds up on the ground. Cabrera gets it in the back corner. It looked like that was going to go out of bounds. Several of the Gulf Coast Gumbeaux players moved too far, but Mitchell is able to cover it. It just takes a moment. Mitchell with the quaffle with what looks like a black headband. It's either black or green, but there is also another player with a green headband out there, so I'm a little confused about what's going on with all that. All right, cool. The other player's green headband has been changed. Mitchell making a look. Over to number 17, Shimatsu. Shimatsu takes a shot, goes too high over the hoops, but Shields is behind the hoops, able to clear it. Mitchell back to Mitchell. That was Shields back to Mitchell, and Mitchell puts it through. Mitchell on the assist from Shields finally gets the first goal here. Of the snitch period. There's a lot of things going on. Shot is blocked by Mitchell, but is picked back up by Red Pandas. Red Pandas number 5, Benson, looking for any action. Passes behind, and the attempt by Zaslav to get it back out does not work. Miller is able to pick it up, but play is once again stopped by head referee Michael Clark-Polner. It's still Gulf Coast Gumbeaux 90, Boston Red Pandas 80 with a 150 set score. Neither team really attempting to catch John Smutney. It's a difficult task under any circumstances. They're just looking to make this happen in the Quaffle game. There's a warning to the green team. Don't call beats. That is a referee call. If that happens again, that will be Polner will start handing out cards. Mitchell taking the Quaffle up the pitch. All right, so it is 110 to 80. And now there are a bunch of hands in the air. That is 110 for Gulf Coast Gumbeaux, trying to hit that 150 set score, and 80 for Red Pandas. Red Pandas have been having some trouble since the snitch on pitch here. Gulf Coast Gumbeaux trying to put it away. That 150 set score is not only 40 points away. Smutney doing some tricks. Always an entertaining snitch. Conversation still ongoing between the referees. The goal is good. That makes it 120 to 80 with a set score of 150. Gulf Coast Gumbeaux coming closer and closer to bringing this thing home. All right, so Red Pandas looking to get back in control of this game. Things have been slipping away with snitch on pitch. Kneeling and number 5 both back out there at beater for Gumbeaux. That's been their most effective beater pair. Hauerwas trying to find an opening, was unable to do so the last time. Takes a step, tries to get around a defender. Thompson is beat out. Miller is beat out. Hauerwas still looking for air, is unable to get the shot that he wanted on that middle hoop. 120 to 80. Mitchell in possession. Sarah Kneeling works hard to grab both bludgers, but is going to have to run off the pitch to get the one in the back corner. And now the quaffle rolls all the way off the pitch. Red Pandas are able to control it. Red Pandas want to slow things down here, actually get another point back on the board. If Gumbeaux turns around and actually decides to catch the snitch with Sanchez at number 13 at seeker, and Sanchez is making an attempt, if Sanchez can pull it, then Gumbeaux will win on the snitch catch, as they only need to hit 150. And a snitch catch would give them 155. Hauerwas directing his offense. Passes all the way across. Wagner makes a move. Passes back to the top to number 42. Keelan Donahoe. And there is once again a stoppage from this referee crew. Play they didn't like here in the assist on the bludgers on the left side of the field. It is 120 to 80 with a set score of 150. All right. There is back contact card on number 57 for Red Pandas. That is Marissa Rizzi. Conversation is ongoing with the referees here on the close side of the field. Michael Clark-Polner calls play back on. Gumbeaux with both bludgers now. Red Pandas, only one beater in play. Gumbeaux can make short work of them if they really strike now. Sanchez continues to try to catch Smutney. Mitchell drives through contact, is tied up. That's probably going to be called a trip on Hauerwas. And in fact, it is. That is a yellow card on Hauerwas. Hauerwas will have to give the green headband to a different player on the team and then head to the box for 1 minute with a yellow card for tripping. Wind has really picked up. It's gotten quite a bit colder again here. And the attempted shot by Gulf Coast Gumbeaux goes a little too high. Red Pandas are able to control it. Red Pandas will then want to play extremely slow to try to kill the double penalty, one in the bludger game, one in the quaffle game. Red Pandas down 2 players, down 4 goals, 3 goals away from being knocked out of this club division consolation bracket. Miller takes advantage, slams, is no good, but is able to get his own rebound and takes a second shot and gets that in. Miller cleaning things up, doing a great job, making it 130 to 80. Once again, pending a call. Set score remains 150. We've stopped once again for a conversation on the far side of the field. That goal is now waved off. It will stay 120 to 80. Player was dismounted is the call. So player Miller will now have to run back to his hoops. And the goal is no good. This gives Red Pandas an unexpected chance. They can start putting a few goals on the board here. They'll be back in this. And they now have number 58, Boncalo in, trying to catch that snitch. Both players making a nice move around Smutney, trying to make it to the back. Sanchez really trying to use that opportunity as Smutney is engaged with Boncalo in order to sneak up from behind. And on the other side, the Red Pandas are able to maintain possession of the quaffle, take a shot, it goes straight into Mitchell's hands once again. And then there is yet another stoppage. Michael Clark Pulner is walking over to the bench for the Red Pandas, and a blue card is issued to one of the bench players. The blue card goes to the Gulf Coast Gumbeaux. It is Gulf Coast Gumbeau's coach, who's now been sent to the box with a blue card. Along with Thompson number 2. No, it's Thompson number 2 who's been shown the blue card, not the coach. That is the ref card call that MCP warned the bench of Gulf Coast Gumbeaux about earlier. Boncalo trying to catch Smutney. Gulf Coast Gumbeaux just trying to get another point on the board. Boncalo making a move. Boncalo taking his chance. Boncalo. Had an angle, but it's just not quite long enough in the arms. Mitchell looks for an opening. Sees Shields open, hits him. Shields is marked and knocked to the ground on the edge of the field on the far side, and once again we have a stoppage of play. This is a blue card. Blue card on Hauerwas, number 80 for Red Pandas. Illegal use of bludger. So the chaser, number 80, interacted with the bludger, and that is a card. Set score in this game, 150. We've been stuck at 120 to 80 for quite a while. Red Pandas have been unable to get on the board since the snitch got on the field. Gumbeaux, Shields moving down the pitch, hands it off to Mitchell. Kneeling in the lead with the bludger. Johnson on this side, number 12, makes a move towards the hoops. Mitchell takes a shot. Mitchell's shot rolls through the hoop. This one is good, and it is 130 to 80. Gulf Coast Gumbeaux now only 2 goals away from putting this one in the win column. The drive all the way through. That ball does go through the hoop, but it looks like the player is called beat before. So that goal is not good for Red Pandas. Red Pandas have nothing going for them right now. Mitchell moving really slowly. This Gulf Coast Gumbeaux team playing really well, playing significantly undermatched. They have only 11 players. Mitchell looks for an opening. Passes to Shimatsu. Shimatsu back to Mitchell. Mitchell pushes off from Hawawas. Tries to take advantage, hits the lane, and hits a shot through the short hoop. That does make it 140 to 80.
Let's go, Gumbeaux!
Gumbeaux continue to pull away from Red Pandas. Red Pandas really have to put something together quickly, because if they give up another goal, a goal or a snitch catch will now win the game for Gumbeaux. Cabrera's back in. Passes to Manhart. Manhart uses some defensive beating from Kelleher. Is looking for Cabrera back on the side. Zaslow behind the hoops. Back to Manhart. Manhart is hit by Kneeling and passes off. It is reset. A good reset used by Red Pandas. Red Pandas cannot lose track of the fact that they are in desperate straits here. Zaslov to Cabrera. Cabrera looks for a lane, takes a shot, hits a shot, small hoop, 140-90. Red Pandas will not go silently into that good night. Mitchell with a head of steam. Sees an outlet. And that is rolled through. Shimatsu puts it home. Goes through the Red Pandas player. We will check to make sure the Red Pandas player is all right. You need to get an athletic trainer out there, make sure that everyone is fine. Because that goal, that foul, that hard play did happen on the goal, referees are discussing whether there is a foul to be assessed. If the foul is assessed, goal would be wiped off the board, and it will still be a goal-to-go situation for Gulf Coast Gumbeaux, but the quaffle would be passed over to Red Pandas. However, we're looking to Michael Clark-Polner to make the call now. Looks like the decision is made. It looks as though the whistle is going to go to his mouth. And there is the good goal signal. And the 3 blasts of the whistle, making it official. Gulf Coast Gumbeaux have won the match over Boston Red Pandas. A great showing from Boston Red Pandas here in the Consolation bracket of the club division. Gulf Coast Gumbeaux, after going winless yesterday, have now picked up 2 wins today and move on in the club consolation bracket. Have every opportunity to take home the consolation prize. This has been Clay Dockery from Pitch 2. Hope that everyone had a good time out there, and we will see you in just a little while with the next game here on Pitch 2.